Hello, and welcome everybody. Macchiato the Geodosaur here. Another day, another dino. We are going to continue on with where we were before. We were working on quests and the farm. And it's the middle of the night. Let me see if it works. It didn't for some reason. Why did it not work? Hmm. Unless I'm missing something. I thought I added emotes. I added a new emote for you guys too, actually. The Theriznosaurus one that Vienna made for me, and then I added the Tart wearing his fabulous wig in there. And I thought I added it correctly before stream. I saved the changes. I'm not sure what happened. Not sure why it's not working. It should be working. No, it doesn't want to work. Okay. Well, that is frustrating. Let me see if I can. Sorry for the temporary awkward silence. I want to try and troubleshoot it for you guys. Hold up. I think I know what the issue is. I think I figured out what the issue is. If this is the case, we'll just play and hopefully they'll appear soon. Yep. That's exactly what it is. I did not realize that emotes required approval through Twitch, so they're being approved right now. But at least by the time, either hopefully before the stream ends, you guys will have access to them, or at least by next week, you guys should have 2 custom channel emotes you can use of a fabulous dinosaur and a Theriznosaurus. Hey! Okay, so the fabulous one worked. Beautiful. For reference, I'm gonna sleep and then I'll show you guys. It's Tart. Our... Where is it? Set. Our Pachycephalosaurus, we had a conversation a while back about the fact that it looked like he was very, very bald because the top of his head was yellow. And we made the joke that it'd be funny if we put a wig on him. So, that emote is him being fabulous with this gloriously giant drag queen wig. Because he deserves a giant wig. And then the fairy drawing that I won in a giveaway from Vienna is pending at the moment, but once that is done, you will have access to the fairy. Right. They were suffering because it's Wisdom Day. And of course, Aniki has his cool custom ones from his channel. I do have more I am working on. But for the time being, I wanted to give you guys something fun to do stuff with. I am working on, because I have a bunch of empty slots, I am working on, alongside the new model, I am working on possibly a new overlay. I wanted to run that by you guys. But new model, it's going to have a lot more clothing options. And possibly a new overlay. And a whole bunch of emotes. Happy emote, sad emote, angry emote, probably a general heart emote. Krusty's a helper. Wow. If you guys have any other suggestions for emote, the load-bearing shirt. I feel like that'll literally just be an emote that is my t-shirt. Like, I just take the t-shirt off of this model once I go to the new model, and I just turn my shirt into an emote, and it's just gonna be called load-bearing shirt. It's gonna be one of those, you know, OG followers inside jokes. We'll have to explain it to all the new people that come in. You're gonna ask, like, why is there an emote? It's called load-bearing shirt. And some people that, you know older games and coding and all that kind of stuff might come in and see that and be like, oh, wait, I think I know what that joke is. But some people might come in and just be like, what does that mean? And we can all sit and laugh. Have a good laugh about it. About the fact that all it took was me replacing a sprite. To just completely crash the stream. They also gotta fix the glitch where, okay, you can't see it very well. I'm in the way. Hold on. Let me move myself. Oh, wait, not that one. Let me move myself. Hold up. Okay. I moved myself for a second because I want to show you guys. Do you see on the side the little flute things? I normally cover them with my big, broad, strong shoulders over here, but you can see the top one doesn't say any words. That's supposed to say, like, wait here. But it's always the top one. Sometimes there'll be 4 flute things, and the top one will be empty, and it's supposed to be like, follow me or something. But for some reason, since the update, it's been glitching. Woo! I love being able to just, like, turn myself around. This is actually a good thing, just to take a second. Do you guys like my character being down in this corner? Or would you prefer my character be over here? Yeah, they were having a couple of bug issues, which is totally understandable. There's going to be some things that quite literally they're not going to be able to patch or figure out until it's been actually, like, sent out to the consumer because some things, when run on, the simulation or on the dev team stuff, it's not going to have the malfunctions. But on somebody's, not uber fancy work computer, it's going to have issues that they got to optimize or patch out. But yeah, do you guys like having me on the right under chat, or would you like me to be opposite sides of the chat? I'm gonna stay over here for now, but I'm just, you know, taking survey for when I get the new model all ready to go. Good lord, I'm dying. Went grocery shopping earlier, literally like every 20 minutes I was sneezing. I forgot you were here. Understandable. Understandable. And you guys like all that being on the right side? That can move me and the chat over to this. I just kind of put me on the right as default. You guys got poopies in here? You guys got issues? Hello? It's definitely a valid point. 3 square. 3 square is good. Especially if, like I said, if I do end up doing, probably just like a simple one side corner overlay. We might do, a little bit of testing once I get everything fully finished. You guys can... Yeah, the other corner shows like what dinosaurs are following me, what dinosaurs are, doing what, the little menu thing when you're taming a dinosaur. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's why I originally put it on the right side too. But I'll kind of get the new setup all situated, and if you guys decide that you hate something about it, I can turn it off. That's the fun part about OBS, is there's this lovely thing called deleting. You just delete it. Take it off. Gone forever. Gotta go get food for everybody. Yep. Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm kind of wanting to do, a little bit of the corner overlay to kind of take the screen and put it up a little bit so that I'm not blocking anything without having, severe negative space. And you're absolutely allowed to yell at me and say I'm not allowed to do this, Anarchy, but I kind of checked out your stuff, and the way you had your, your like L-shaped corner overlay so that everybody that was a little dinosaur at the bottom of the screen could like walk around on a little landscape thing. I was gonna kind of steal that idea, because that's a good idea. I love the way you have it set up. Mine's gonna look drastically different because you're Carnotaur with like a mesa background, and I am in fact a rock who's coffee themed. So y'all are probably gonna be inside some like coffee soup or something. I haven't decided yet. If you guys want to be in coffee soup, you can be in coffee soup. But it was just, very clean and very well laid out, that the L-shaped layout. 'Cause I do like the big layouts that some, anime style VTubers will use, but I feel like they're just so distracting. Potato, spring onion, turnip, garlic, bell pepper. They take up a lot of space. There's a lot of flashy stuff. Like I said, I feel like they're just very, very distracting sometimes. Chow, what is your problem? Oh, you're sad, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. This might age me. But do any of you guys know the old, Raggedy Ann and Andy movie? Does anybody here know about that? In particular, the molasses monster who's looking for a sweetheart, and his whole, domain is made of, this chocolatey molasses goop full of candy and whatnot. Oh, was it Dunes? Okay. I kind of thought, because there was some, big rock formations in the background, I thought it kind of looked like a mixture of, a canyony mesa type environment, a little bit of desert, kind of like the Arikata Canyon in this game, funny enough. It's a little bit of the mix of the both of them. Yeah, if anybody remembers the molasses monster from the Raggedy Ann and Andy half live action, half animated movie from good lord, when was that released? That was gosh, I want to say that was the 80s. Which I was not alive then. When was that released? My bad. 1977. I used to watch that on VHS all the time. I absolutely adored the fancy doll who came to life and they had to rescue her, and the boneless camel. Actually, the boneless blue camel was my favorite. But I was one of those weird kids that watching it, I was not scared of the molasses monster. I thought he was kind of funky and cool. But yeah, just in case you guys wanted to know the kind of movies that I watched as a kid. Anything ranging from Paw Patrol with my younger siblings to the Raggedy Ann and Andy movie from the 70s, to A Very Minty Christmas, to Disney's Dinosaur. But yeah, the Dunes thing completely makes sense. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking of putting you guys in soup, basically. Like I was mentioning, the molasses monster from that. Putting them on either the foreground or background, depending on. Ah, okay, that's kind of cool. I probably will not get that complicated. If you guys are going to be walking around in soup, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of stuff to, walk in front of necessarily. Or walk behind, not walk in front. Walk behind necessarily. Because you're going to be, walking on soup. But that's really neat that you did that. Mine's mostly gonna be difficult in the sense that I will be drawing the entire thing from scratch myself. I discovered turnips? Yes. Okay. Potatoes. Which that's been probably the biggest difficulty related to like the new model and everything related to that is I'm doing everything myself. From the model to the clothes to the rigging to the emotes to the backgrounds to all that stuff. Which, that's not a complaint. You're doing it, it's a lot of fun. It just gets a little tedious from time to time. And sometimes the program looks at me and goes, I don't like the weather today. Screw you. I'm crashing 6 times. I'm like, alright, cool, thanks. Nah, not a lick of anything I use is AI. Will it ever be AI? Nothing. Gotta go feed people. I don't know why. But another reason I'm kind of, since I am capable of doing it, I'm doing it myself. Because that way it's cheaper. It's, like I said, I'm paying for it in time and a little bit of wrist pain and a lot of bit of back pain. So I'm paying for it, just not with money. But on top of that, there's been a lot of issues I have seen recently with scams where people will try to get images or get stuff online, not realizing that what they're purchasing is AI. Because people just call it art when it's not. So, by doing it myself, I am guaranteeing that it is in fact not. Not at all. Nowhere near it. Shadow needs attention. And there we go. Once I do finish, like, the layout and the model and all the emotes and whatnot, I will probably add it to my Linktree gallery. I've got a gallery on there, work that I've done. But some of them are a little bit outdated. So, some of the more sticker type things are a little outdated, so I feel like this will give me some more updated examples I can pop up there. What is that? Hey, Dino Gecko! Which, I got notification. Both the Fabulous and the Fairy emotes should be usable now. you guys have emotes. Let's see. Specifically for my channel that you guys can now use. Which the fairy emote is our boy Rio, the Thursday rare color. One of my favorite colors of dinosaurs because I absolutely adore periwinkle blue. It's right there next to like lavender. It's a purplyish blue, and then lavender's like a bluish purple. What do we get? What do we get? We got nothing? We got nothing? Wow. We got disappointment. We got disappointment. No, Theriznosaurus is not a speedy mount, but he is one of the best and easiest to aim of the shredder mounts, the cutters. Because... where is he? Right there. He is not a sprinter. There we go, a slasher. So, cotton and harvesting your crops. So because I've got so many plots of land with, you know, seeds in them, growing plants and whatnot, having a big, easy to aim dinosaur that can harvest things quickly and in large amounts is incredibly useful. I don't need him to be fast. I need him to be big and precise. I have... where is it? I wanted these guys to be fast. Which he might end up replaced with one of these at some point if I can find him. So you are right. He is not a fast mount. Like I said, I don't need him to be fast. I just need him to be precise. Because he makes harvesting faster and easier, and makes so I can plant seeds faster and easier. Ooh! Hello! And since he is a large dinosaur, he is able to hit lots more than some of the smaller harvesters, meaning he can harvest more. Oh yeah, true. He's not a friend yet, but as soon as he's a friend, honestly, we'll probably just take him out because the jiggle that they have when they walk to their big tails is so funny and so cute. If I remember correctly, they kind of run with like their claws lifted up, like they're trying to balance. Hello, you're all very tiny. Oh, and with the emotes as well, like I said, I got you guys the 2 for now. Give you guys something to spam if you want. But there is lots more to come. I am currently working on a whole emote sheet that will be added. Oh, that is Gengar. He's following me on his last trip before he gets to say goodbye. Because Krusty, our boy Krusty, is now our helper. Which means that Gengar, our sweet boy, who was the first dino we tamed outside of the, the Gallimimus and Lucky, will be going on an extended vacation. And I'm taking him on one last little runaround with me before I send him on his way. And I feel like there's a reason I'm doing it. I can get him back. I can get him back through March, but there is a reason I'm doing it. And it's to preserve Dreamstones. Because even with the new update, I am still partially limited on Dreamstones. And I want, before I start getting crazy with things, one of every dinosaur preferring to go with the new colors on our farm. So we have a wide variety. And again, we can get him back. He's not gone forever. That's why I'm calling it an extended vacation. They did make it bigger with the new update. I do have more Dreamstones and more. I can craft Dreamstones now with the stars, the fallen stars. So they listened to players and they added more. But you guys gotta remember, one, the more dinosaurs you get on your farm, the more the game lags, no matter how good your PC is. Two, we're trying to get a farm of lots of the new colors, rare dinosaurs and whatnot. And three, again, we can always get him back. But this boy has been busting his butt since like day one for us. So I feel like if anybody deserves a vacation for a little while we get things a little more situated on the farm, it's our boy Gengar. Yeah, it gets bad. I've never been able to get too very far into any of my Switch files just because the lag becomes unbearable. And again, I reiterate, we can get him back. He's just on a vacation. I'm so close to done with this garden. It's looking super cute. Painted toenails. But I thought before letting him go on vacation, I'd bring him on, a little round with me. A last little final hoorah before he runs off to the Bahamas or something. I don't know. Where do you guys think a Styracosaurus would even go on vacation? They live in the valley. So I'm thinking somewhere like warm and sunny, but not like desert. Ooh, cute. Not to mention, we already had the load-bearing t-shirt situation. I'd like to maintain that the stream doesn't do that again. Woo! there's two here. Okay, okay. As soon as Rio is our friend, we'll have to come out here and get this one. I didn't even realize there was dreamstones there. That'll be useful. And I'm sitting here just like contemplating. Oh, cute. Contemplating where Styracosaurus might go on a vacation. For some reason, my brain keeps defaulting to Florida. I don't think he's going to Florida. I feel like that would be a bad idea. I don't know, maybe you guys think he should go to Florida. I think one of the Disneyland? Disney Worlds? Is in Florida? One of them? Dinosaur Media Trope. For some reason, I think 2015, 2016, and I think of Dinosaur Train. I think that was earlier than that. Was Dinosaur Train earlier than that or later than that? I remember being like 15 watching Dinosaur Train. Which trope though? Oh. Well, we gotta make our boys T-Rex and Spinosaurus look like the most goated dinosaurs ever. Like, man, I don't hate T-Rex, but I definitely feel like he's, you know, overhyped. Alright. Alright, Gengar. Extended vacation time. We'll call you back later. And you'll have to tell us about your vacation. Maybe he's going to travel with DinoCon. Who knows? Oh, he running. Oh, he running. He running, he running. Here he goes, guys. Across the bridge. Going to Mari's house? Where is he going? Gonna go live with the Spinosaurus? What? Gonna go live with the Spinosaurus. Oh, he's gone. Hey, let's see if this works again. Because it worked once last stream, and I'm really curious. Because I think it's kind of cool that we could do this. Twitch, clip that. Give it a second to register. We'll see in a sec if that works. So I have it turned on. I think it's cool that that's a voice activation feature that you can say. If that did work, that'll make it really easy for me to take that clip and post it and make everybody on TikTok depressed too. If not, I'll probably go hunting for it later. I have been slacking when it comes to my uploads. Oh boy. I'm totally down for the Triceratops, love. The only thing I'd have to say is I wouldn't say it's the only dinosaur that can make him fall to his knees. I feel like a Stegosaurus should also kind of be in there with him. Like, I feel like a Triceratops and the Stegosaurus were the two that could really just take Rex out. Just completely out of the equation. I can only imagine what would happen if you took the front half of a Triceratops and glued the back half of a Stegosaurus onto it. So it's just front back spikes. Great pen. I feel like it could look really cool. Of course it is. Of course it is. Well, it probably looks cool. Yeah, true. True. I forget sometimes that they did live kind of far apart. Hey, I was being nice to myself, okay? I understand that it was more than just kindness, probably a few million years. But I was being polite to myself. Just having issues. Hey, you guys need food. I need so much food. Like I said, I was being nice to myself. That expanse of time, that many millions of years, is not exactly something that my brain is 100% good at fully comprehending. Yes, I understand. Large number. Very large number. Thank you, everyone, for slamming into me at once. I appreciate it. Do not apologize for coming to a dino autism stream and being a dinosaur autistic. Don't apologize for that. I am a dinosaur. Streaming dinosaurs. While talking about dinosaurs. If you can't do that here, where else are you gonna do it? Like, I feel like that's, like going to a cookout and then apologizing for eating the food that's handed to you. Seems silly. Besides, my insomnia has been kicking my butt lately. So my brain is functioning at like half-mast right now. Sorry. My knuckles are cracking really loudly. I didn't realize it would register that. Hey, welcome back, Vienna. You are completely good. I understand life happens. I've been busy as all get out, too. That's why I had to go back down to only streaming 1 day a week. I do have a little treat for you, though, that I think you're gonna like. The channel has emotes, and one of them you might recognize. True. The little fairy guy is finally an emote where he belongs. And I also did Tart with his fabulous drag wig that we talked about ages ago. That's your guys' little treat for right now. Up until the new model release. Once the new model releases, you guys will have a lot more to work with. But a lot of the new emotes are related to his new design. So I'm having to save them just to kind of not completely spoil everything. Yeah. Parasaurus, you get 5. Space Race, Dream, Honey Pie. Okay. Yep, exactly. But we're kind of having a chill stream today anyways. For the most part, I'm just making money and working on the farm some more. That is kind of cool. My favorite fact that's a little bit like that is that Cleopatra is not the dinosaur. Cleopatra was closer to the invention of the iPhone than she was to the building of the Pyramid of Giza. Like, when you start looking at stuff like that and you start looking at what overlapped with what, it's just absolutely wild what overlaps with what things and what happened what years that were like things that feel a lot more modern than they actually were, or stuff feeling like, very archaic. Like, there's a Reddit post where it's just that I think it was a Reddit post. I read it on Pinterest, but I think it was a Reddit post that migrated. I don't really go snooping around Reddit a whole lot. Sometimes I'll go and look for like hyper-specific tech fixing questions on there, just because nobody knows random answers that you would never think of, like some Reddit tech nerd, in order to fix a motherboard. Hey, don't get me started on poor quality copper. People will remember that dude forever. Macchiato. Which one needs weeding? Hello? Hello? There. But yeah, there's a post where it's just a whole thread of people listing years that two different things happen, and like one of them has like Star Wars in it. Like, I think it was like the Ottoman Empire still existed when Star Wars was written or something, or like, you know, just something that people talk about like it happened thousands of years ago, all this kind of stuff, and then it overlaps with something that is like super prevalent and talked about a lot in the modern day. The aisle at the moment. Hey! You scared the bejeepers out of me. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone who came from the raid. Glad to have you. I did not realize that my raid notification was so loud. But I am Macchiato the Geodosaur, and we are playing Paleo Pines. Right now we're hanging out and talking about, you know, how things are closer to other things than we can quite comprehend without seeing it written out. Like Cleopatra with iPhones, and Stegosaurus and T-Rex. I think that's what started it. Yes! The cute little baby, the fairy. But the aisle stream, that is unfortunately going to be temporarily postponed because my computer, as of right now, cannot quite handle it without me possibly running on the potatoiest graphics you've ever seen in your entire life. We're talking like worse than the N64 type graphics. Yes, I was thinking about either Parkasaurus, or there's like a dinosaur tower defense that I have for just kind of some chill stuff. What did I do? Okay. For once we finish this up, I think we do still have a little while before we can fully finish this up, because not only do we gotta, you know, optimize the farm, but we have a number of quests we still gotta do. We've got a lot of colors we haven't seen yet. But yeah, Parkasaurus is definitely one of the ones that is probably gonna take the place of the aisle if, like I said, if I don't play like. That's valid. That's valid. I'll probably do like a little art stream in between this and the next game that we play. Probably run a vote with that. With that stream. See if other people are also onto that. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Parkasaurus is pretty great. And it can either be horrendously stressful, or the most boring game you've ever played in your entire life. There's one particular level in it that I still have not been able to even get close to completing. And I hate it. I hate that level with a fiery passion. And I will avoid it at all costs. For reference, it's the canals level, where like all the different areas for your dinosaurs are like these little individual islands, and you have to make it so that there's a very, very awkward balance between where the dinosaurs are, how many dinosaurs you have, the size of their pen, and oh my god. Oh, you're so cute! We will certainly try. I'll probably restart the campaign and just kind of go through some of the levels on stream, kind of casually. Play a little bit on, I played on easy mode. There's an easy mode. I've not played it in a minute. I got to one of the higher levels, and I couldn't keep up. The stinking long necks. Like, I swear, it's always the long necks for me. But at the same time, if I do it on stream, I'll have you guys to help. You guys can backseat dictate how terrible I'm setting up my farms and how I need to do it entirely different, because I suck at games. I'm good at decorating. There's just so many little specifics. I say that like I don't play ridiculously complicated base builder games. I've heard about that. I'm gonna be super just honest. I've never played a single Jurassic World game. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, nothing. I've not played a single one of those games ever. Not even like the little mobile collector, nothing. And on top of that, this is probably gonna make you tweak a little bit, considering how much I talk about loving dinosaurs and being big into dinosaurs and making my whole branding it's a marshmallow dinosaurs. I didn't watch Jurassic Park, the first one, until about 4 months ago. Never watched it. Not in my whole 25 years of life have I ever seen the other Jurassic Park movies. And only about 3-4 months ago did I finally sit down and watch the first movie. So I am experiencing these movies for the first time as an adult. I never got to watch them when I was a kid. But I had an extraordinarily strict mom who didn't even let us watch SpongeBob. So, there's that too. I've only ever seen SpongeBob through clips, or if it was on at a friend's house for about 20 minutes in passing. Did that make it so I missed out on a lot? Absolutely. Does that mean that will give me something to rant at you guys about when I finally sit down and watch the rest of the Jurassic Park movies? 110% you will be hearing me talk about it non-stop when I finally get around to watching them. But yeah, just gonna make the chat tweak a little bit. Let you guys sit and marinate realization that one of your fellow dino enthusiasts I flabbergasted everyone so much that everyone just keeled over. That was too much of a nuclear reveal. On the upside, though, Disney's Dinosaur, I used to watch that quite literally on repeat. I was obsessed with Aladar. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This guy? This little guy? Hold up. Distracted. This little coffee dude. Okay. That's cute. Like, I almost cried when I found out there was an Aladar ride, and I didn't even ever get to enjoy it because it was taken down. When I first found out about it, on the day the Aladar statue was being taken down, I was so mad. But I used to make my mom put that movie on, literally on repeat constantly, because we had the VHS. Yeah, one of those. If there's anybody young in chat, I grew up on VHSs. Vienna, don't make me pull a queso. Don't make me threaten you. Because when I say I almost cried when I found out the day he was being taken down that there was an Aladar ride. But yeah, I definitely agree. Being a dinosaur obsessed enthusiast of the level that I am, and having only seen Jurassic Park after 25 years of being on this earth, absolutely. That is... Sorry, I had to die for a second. Drink water, guys. It is absolutely wild that I was not allowed to watch these movies as a kid. I did know about that game, but I've not been able to get my hands on it. It's kind of hard to find. That's valid. I could emulate it. I'm gonna be so real, I've never messed with emulators before. So, that wouldn't be just like my first emulator stream, that might be my first emulation anything. I think the closest I've gotten to an emulator stream is y'all remember it was a Flash game site. Y'all remember the website called Congregate? It had literally like thousands upon thousands of different games you could play. You just had to go hunting. Just had to know generally what genre you wanted, and you could just go browsing. Everything free, everything fun. I found a pretty simple emulator like a year or so after Flash finally went down and got taken down. And I ended up using that to emulate a game off of that. I have heard that which is good to hear. But it's still just I've not done it yet. I do have a buddy who uses emulators quite a bit for different things. So when I end up messing with that and finding these different games, I'll probably ask him for, reputable ones that aren't going to install malware. Just to, be safe. Be safe, everybody. Do not cook your computer. It does remind me, though. There's another streamer I've come across a couple times. She's mostly I mostly see her on TikTok. She is here on Twitch as well. But she's been doing nostalgia streams. She's been playing cats with a Z, dogs with a Z. I think she played like one of the really old Harvest Moon games for a little bit. But back when I was younger, and I still have these games, and I still have a working system, I used to play horses, cats, and dogs constantly. Like, I still remember sitting, like, under my blanket, even in the middle of the day, hiding in my room with the door closed, under the blanket, yelling at my DS at these darn dogs so that they could learn their names, and they still never learned their names. But I found a way around it because the microphone on the old, like, DSi sucked. Garbage. It'd be really funny to do a stream using that microphone because I'd probably just sound like I'm coming out of an old, broken, low battery Barbie doll. Like, it would be terrible. But I found out that if you blowed air into the microphone as the quote-unquote name of your dog, no matter how you did it, no matter how, whatever, they registered it as their name. And you could, every time you had to call them, you could just into the microphone. Or you could yell, just like incomprehensible screaming into the microphone. I got yelled at for that one. Woo! 5 pineapples? That's so much money. But yeah, if any of you have the dogs game and pick it up again, dogs for the Nintendo DS, and you pick it up again and you wanna, literally just like Caveman Scream or just like Scream of Terror, that's what I did, because I was like 10. So I'd be like under my blanket, in my bed, in my bedroom, and my bedroom was in the basement, and it was like partially underground, so I had concrete walls on like 3 of my walls, and I'd be screaming bloody murder into my DS's microphone point blank. And I had to find a new way to do it because finally my mom heard me just screaming. She was like, "You can't do that. You're gonna wake somebody up. You can't just be down here screaming." And I'm like, well, make the dogs listen to me then. Because I can't name it Lucky. It can't hear me. It doesn't know what Lucky means. I think the like basic names that it gave you was like Lucky, Spot, Bingo. It would have that voice. It'd be like, Lucky, Spot, Bingo. No, actually, coming from my bedroom, random random shrieks was pretty normal. That's probably not actually normal, but just in our house, for my bedroom in particular, because me and my sister shared a bedroom, and we did some weird stuff with, like, Littlest Pet Shop, and she had a collection of La La Loopsies. And you guys remember La La Loopsies? But the major thing that kind of sealed the deal with the La La Loopsies of them not lasting is my mom decided that the way they were going to... I'm going to make it even better. So you remember how I said, like, 3 out of 4 of the walls of my old bedroom were stone. Concrete. So it was a converted garage. It was actually great. It stayed really cool in the summer, and it stayed warm in the winter. It was great. But the one wall that wasn't, she proceeded to take U-hooks that you twist into the wall. Normally they're used to hang tools, saws, hammers, that kind of stuff. They have a rubber casing on it. She took a bunch of the jumbo versions of those and hanged 50 La La Loopsy dolls by their necks on these U-hooks on the wall facing my bed. So, and of course, this was also during the height of the Coraline popularity. So you can imagine. Now, I never mind Coraline. I didn't really find it scary. But it was just a situation of, this was the height of the Coraline buttonized horror, like, media sensation. And she hangs 50 blank-faced, 1,000-yard stared, button-eyed, plastic, top-heavy dolls. And my sister had the La La Oopsie ones, too. With, like, the super long, stretched-out limbs. A couple of them were on the wall, too. 50! And that wasn't even all of them. Like, my sister had somewhere close to, like, 100 of these dolls. I think a portion of them are still in storage. That would be so real, they're probably worth something now. She had the Doodle one. She had the Marie Antoinette one. She had the Wizard one. The Dragon one. The, like, fancy French lady one. She had the Marie Antoinette's little sister, which was super highly sought after even back then because it was super hard to find. Like, she had basically the whole main cast from the cartoon. Like, I didn't mind the dolls until they were hung up on the wall. And then I minded the dolls. But yeah. We love traumatizing our kids. Better part? My mom made me help put these up when my sister was at school. So I got off earlier than her. My sister got home. And she hated it. Oh, this wasn't my idea. This was my mom's idea to do this. I thought it was a terrible idea. I thought it was horrifying. Why would you put all these dolls up on the wall? Like, why would you do that? They had a bookshelf to themselves, and the bookshelf was around the corner, facing a wall, away from us. They were fine. They were good. They could have stayed there. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna hang them from their necks on the wall. While my sister's at school. And then we're gonna get angry when she comes home and hates it. They stayed up on that wall for like 4 years. No. No, it was not a prank. My mom genuinely thought that my sister would like it. Because, oh, all her pretty dolls are on display, except she didn't want them on display. Because putting them 6 feet off the ground when you're 5'2" makes it so you can't play with them. She was like 12. She's wanting to play with her dolls. So it was not a prank. She did it in full seriousness, thinking that my sister would love it because all her pretty dolls were on display on the wall for her to look at. She came home from school and hated it. And we weren't allowed to take it down. Because we spent like 4 hours putting it up. No matter how many times I told her we didn't want it up. Over time, you guys will probably figure out that my mom has a penchant for not listening very well. When she has an idea and she's, locked in to finish it. Sometimes it's good. Most of the time it's terrible. But no. Unfortunately, it was not a prank. Like I said, they were on that wall for probably 3-4 years. Staring at me. I will say the online explorative game was kind of fun. It reminded me a little bit of the online explorative, like, Belisara game. Which I played. I played that game so much. I wish somebody would get all the stuff from the Belisara game and just, like, have a permanently hosted server for it, because I love playing it. Pineapples are gonna sell for so much. They're great. I'm gonna go buy seeds. Yeah. That's about the best response I can come up with now that I'm older as well. It's just interesting. I have not thought about that in probably like over 7 years. You can tell how much I like you said, I refuse to remember. I choose to ignore that happens. I mean, if that's what your daughter asked for, that's one thing. But if your daughter is repeatedly saying, I don't want this, I don't like this, please stop, take them down. Absolutely take them down immediately. Throw it in the garbage. We have a good chunk of money. What do we want to plant? I think I might plant beetroots. Yeah. She gets some cookies. Like if it had just been like a couple of them, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal. like the really specialty collectors ones, like at the very top. 'Cause again, the wall was like we had 8-foot walls because that part of the house was actually built by us. So the walls were made a little bit taller. But if you were to take, say like 10, 5 to 10 of the like super specialty collector ones, like the specialty Marie Antoinette one, the specialty Chinese one, the specialty wizard one, the specialty like doodle one, like those super rare specialty ones. And you put those at the very top of the wall so they're not staring directly at you, but they're out of reach and they're safe. Okay. That feels reasonable. But you cover the entire wall. The entire wall. In over 50? Because you like the dolls? And you didn't even talk to your daughter? I have some concerns. I think that also may have partially solidified the fact that my sister now basically exclusively collects things like rubber ducks and like balloon dog toys. Things that even if they're literally on every inch of your entire house, they're not really gonna look creepy because they're just naturally cutesy. Well, thankfully, I was already a solid 5'8" at that point. Yeah, closer to like 5'7". I'm like 5'9" now. I'm kind of tall. So I was able to reach the top dolls. So I was able to take them down so that she could still play with them and everything. But it was just, one of those things of, this is your 5'2" daughter's toys. And you just put them 8 feet up on the floor. I had to climb onto my bed to reach some, but I could still reach some. I agree. Dolls are kind of weird, and I'm not really into them. I really like the super pretty, special painted, ball joint dolls, like porcelain dolls. I do not own any of them, but I do love them. I did refurbish a couple of the Generation 3 Monster High dolls. One of them's like an Inky Cat Mushroom, and another one is actually has a fully custom clay sculpted head to match my dragon fursuit head. So that one's a lot of fun. In an elephant family in my wall because elephants are the large animal. That's valid, but that's like I paid attention to my child and did something cool for them. Not my child keeps their collection of dolls in a bin on the opposite side of the room. How about I just take them all out and hang them from their necks on the wall, staring at them every single night. Yeah. So, like, what your mom did. That's very sweet. That's very nice. I like that. That's a good idea. It's very cute. But again, to remind you, this was during the height of the Coraline movie popularity. So button eyes and horror were all the rage. What my mom... Remember, my sister and I shared a bedroom. She was doing this to me too. But what she did is she made it so that the second my sister turned 18, she moved out. I don't blame her. No. My mom didn't hang my sister by the neck. I could make a really dark joke there, but I'm going to choose to keep things a little bit more light humor. No, because that would require a rather lengthy, rather personal story related to someone who may or may not have become incredibly familiar with tying knots alone in their free time, that she may or may not have partially adopted as like a surrogate child. He was a very interesting guy anyways. I wouldn't necessarily say bad, but definitely interesting. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't think you guys want to hear about that. We'll just go back to talking about Aladar. I feel like Aladar. You know how people have like Mufasa and Kovu from the Lion King stuff on, you know, those Hear Me Out cakes that are just totally wild and out there? I feel like Aladar is slept on in that regard. I feel like he should be on someone's, you know, weird, crazy Hear Me Out cake. Except, I feel like that movie was almost exclusively watched on repeat by, you know, the Tism crowd. Valid. I'm gonna be real. I got 2 rares in one day. Oh, it's a pearl! How rare is a pearl? And remember, the Hear Me Out cakes are literally called Hear Me Out because I'm supposed to have to defend it. It's supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be wild. It's supposed to be out there. But I'm with you. Aladar is absolutely on my Hear Me Out cake. Because you gotta admit, and we're talking personality-wise strictly, he's like a 10 out of 10 dude. Like, even at the end when the other Iguanodon dude, the older brother of the chick that he's schmoozing, Even when it's like he's treated him like just absolute doo-doo the whole movie, he still goes out of his way to try to save him for 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 the girl he's schmoozing. I feel like but it's not even so much for the girl that he's schmoozing. He just genuinely wants to help people. Like, also valid visually as well. Hey, entity! We are talking about our Disney's Dinosaur Hear Me Outs. Y'all remember Aladar's lemur mom? High key, also hear me out from that movie, because why was she just stunning? She was stunning at the beginning of the movie when she was young. She was stunning at the end of the movie when she had aged like fine wine. Like, hello. Lemur. Dino Gecko. I'm gonna allow that. I'm gonna allow that because that is absolutely a valid take. But I can't believe Twitch had to have me verify that. Do you want to know the reasoning it gave me to have to verify that before it went into chat? Because you're so right. You are absolutely 100% right. She is. But Twitch held it in limbo and flagged it for me. And it flagged it because of misogyny. Misogyny. I didn't realize that phrase that was part of that, but that, what's the word? Incandescent, effervescent, impeccable. All of those words. Absolutely just stellar. Hey, nice. I do not have my viewer count up right now. I try not to stare at it. That's just a personal thing. I don't like to sit and hover watch on my viewer count because some days, like today, I get a whole bunch. Other days, I get, it's just me and Entity, or it's just me and Vienna, or it's just me and Anarchy or Dino Gecko, just vibing and chit-chatting. So I try not to stress it. I try not to worry. I try not to stress it. If I get a lot, I get a lot. If I don't, I don't. We're chilling. We're vibing. We're having a good time. And I'm dying and I'm coughing. My throat's not having a good time. It's just because I'm yapping a bunch. It probably doesn't help that I had a little bit of an issue this morning. For reference, a couple of you know this. I have a gag reflex mixed with a overproduction of stomach acid. So sometimes, it's rare, now I accommodate myself for it, but sometimes I end up having to expel excess. And that can cause some throat soreness. So if I sound, which is really really funny the way that it manifests after on one of those days. If I sound deeper today, that's why. It does, but when you've dealt with it your entire life, you learn how to do this really fun skill called muscle contraction and expansion in your esophagus and your throat. And it makes it to where, if need be, and you have to just let it happen, you can make the passageway it is having to go through quite large. And it just is done in like 30 seconds flat. And then you chug some water and some mouthwash and you move on with your day. But like I said, this has come from literally having this my entire life. I do not recommend 0 out of 10. I do have a lot of plants, and this is not even the full expansion. I have minimum 1 more plot I'm going to be putting out. I'm just working on getting the money for the seeds. So I'm not going to put it out until I can get a pot and the seeds. Hey, nice. Okay, let me go a little guys. What's it called? Non-scientific name. Oh yeah, I know what a money plant is. I actually almost ended up with a money plant because not only are they safe for basically like all plants, they're super cute looking, but on top of that, I was going to possibly work on making a partially bioactive enclosure for my bearded dragons at one point. Never ended up happening. But money plants can be put in with bearded dragons and are safe for them to eat. Oh, you guys don't have food? I don't have food. Hey. So I almost ended up with one. But where I used to live with all of that, they're a little bit harder to find out there. Willie and Barrelbach, guys. Oop. And I will 100% refuse it. Unless you are talking to Vienna. Because if you were to hand me a money plant, it would be dead in a week. I don't know why. Plants do not like me. Animals adore me. I have literally brought multiple animals from, like, the brink of death. Glad they're very tolerable, but I don't think you realize. I at one point was gifted a 20-year-old air fern, and within 2 months I had killed it by doing nothing. It sat on a shelf, you know, like those plants are supposed to. It was up on a top shelf, the same as it had been for the the past, like, 20 years. And it died. I did research on it. I made sure it was taken care of. I made sure it was at the right temperature. I did all of it. And it died. Yep. If it's a hardier plant, they will try their best to survive for a couple of months. And that is why the plants that I have in my house are Legos. Especially given the fact that my favorite flower is an orchid. You know how hard it is to keep an orchid alive? Yeah, no. I have the Lego one. And I will only ever have the Lego one. Because it's pretty, and I like it. I have a Lego bonsai tree, too, and I have not had the time to build it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's probably not that. I have killed a ridiculous amounts of plants over the span of my life in probably about 7 different houses throughout 20 different rooms because, you know, parents would rotate us rooms sometimes. Spring cleaning rotation stuff. So it's probably not environment if the environment keeps changing. And you even try to go out of your way to get things like herbs or succulents that can, you know, just live in the windowsill super easy. You water them a little bit once a day and you're good to go. Yeah. Like I said, plants and me do not get along. But you hand me a kitten that's too young to be away from its mom, and we're good to go. You pass off a bearded dragon that has spent 4 years of its life basically being starved in a tank that is barely big enough for a leopard gecko. I know that was succulents. I only did that. I was more referring to the herbs. So I had windowsill cilantro. Because I am one of those weird people that does not taste soap. I like the taste of cilantro. It does not taste like soap. But those were like just, you know, a little spritzing, a little sprinkle every day. And they sat in my windowsill that got nice amounts of sun, but it wasn't, you know, blazingly hot. And they sprouted. And then all of them turned brown. I watched them as they turned brown. They barely sprouted. Barely sprouted. I had little cute leafy greens. And I kept watering them and I kept doing exactly what I was doing before that clearly was making them grow. And they turned brown. Within a week. By tiny little babies. Crusty. Crusty, crunchy, and dead. Like I said, you hand me a 4-year-old bearded dragon that was given to a 7-year-old who had been fed only crickets for the past 4 years, once a week. He was given a handful of crickets to the point that he had some of the worst metabolic bone disease I had ever seen and could no longer climb properly. And you give me a weekend. At the end of that weekend, he will be so rejuvenated that he's going to try and eat your fingers. True story, by the way. I stayed up for almost 3 days straight for this little sucker. You wanna know what he does? As soon as he gets his strength back on like day 3, he tries to eat my fingers. And he hates me forever and likes my mom. Like, excuse me? Hey, have fun with karate. Come on. So this dude had a rough start to life. And he ended up living to be about 11 years old before he ended up passing peacefully in his sleep. And he is buried under a fruit tree now. He was always kind of a funny lizard. He reminded me of those really crotchety grandpas that, like, yell at kids to get off their lawn. So him having his own, like, fruit tree to protect or whatever, I feel like that's fitting. I'm gonna cut the jade plant into 3 pieces and throw them at you. I don't know why. I just have the urge to do that. What color is this? I've never seen a pink Parasaurolophus. Hello. Coral. It is very cute. It's not the one we're looking for. It is very cute. It is very pink. It looks like Pepto-Bismol. It is angry at me. I got too close and now it is upset. You know, that's a lie. There were plants that I was able to... My dreams have come true. There was 2 plants that I owned that I was able to keep alive. And it was 2 slow-growing bamboo plants that did not have dirt, and they were kept in water constantly with lots of little rocks and marbles to hold them up. And I had one for probably almost 7 years. And the only reason it ended up dying was because I moved across the country. I don't know what you guys like. Don't you guys like spicy? And it was a beautiful bamboo. In the time that I had it taken mine, super, super duper slow growing. The reason they ended up passing is because where they ended up being, against my wishes, when we moved, had far, far, far too much sun, because they were a little to no sun plant. They were very small and they liked to be very, very shaded. Now, the old house where I lived in the basement, they thrived, like ridiculously thrived. But when I moved across country and ended up with a room that has a giant window that faces west, no matter where I put this sucker, it got way too much sun and ended up becoming a crispy brown stick. And I was so sad. Okay, so we don't like that. We must like juicier crunchies. But it was slow growing, but it had a beautiful, beautiful twist at the top of the stalk that I actually was able to grow into the perfect shape to hold. I had an 8-ball, but it was a golf ball painted like an 8-ball. And I put it on that spot. And this particular type of bamboo very much liked cool environments, so the cool temperature of the golf ball, it actually really, really liked that, and it started growing around it. Like, in its prime, it was beautiful. It was the most vibrant, gorgeous shade of green with the brightest, most golden rings around the separations. You know, the bamboos have the separations. It was beautiful. And then it turned into the crispiest, most brownest, most poopy stick I have ever seen in my entire life. And I was very sad. Oh, okay. You like juicy then. Come back! Lemon! I love you, Lemon. I've been waiting for this, by the way. We've been making the lemon jokes, and I have been purposely waiting to get the rare lemon-colored Dimetrodon because its body shape is also indicative, not including the sail, but the body shape is indicative of a lemon. Dude, you can kind of see the like lemon shape. Lemon. Is it a lemon? Because I was somewhere between making a lemon emoji or if I can figure out how to make it work, you know, those VTubers who will let you throw fish at them? Let you guys throw lemons at me. Make it a point redeem. You guys can throw lemons at me. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to work with the new model. I might be able to. I might be able to. But a lot of the times you gotta have the like full tracking. The full proper tracking. Because the reactivity that comes with that face tracking app that a lot of people use makes it to where you can have, you know, the smack in the face situation. It might just be a situation where I set up the point redeem where you throw a lemon at me, but it's like that. You guys ever seen the more tomatoes I throw, the more I dislike this character thing, and then they're like static images? Just make it so you guys like throw lemons and just like splat onto my face. Like I said, due to the fact that the new model's still technically a PNG and does not have legitimate tracking, like a fully rigged face tracking model, I don't know if I can get it to do that like legitimate smack noise or like reaction, but I could probably find something that allows you guys to do a point redeem to just like throw lemons at me like you throw tomatoes at the theater. We'll probably find something. I could probably figure it out. I feel like for a while, if I set that up for a little while, y'all are just gonna spam it. Just like straight spam. Just gonna be sitting and being pelted with lemons for 3 years. I got one quest done today. I've mostly been working on the farm and trying to get, you know, consistent income going. Let's see if there's any other... I need to go water the crops. I forgot about that. Let's see if there's any other quests I can do. Beets, bell peppers, white cloth, apple, pear. I have to wait for the pear. I can't make the apple pie. Cauliflower cream crumble, pear sorrel loafus, 5 mushrooms, bring them to Freya. We're gonna go get some mushrooms. Hey, Flips. My life would be lemons. Man, are we already like 2 hours in? I've just been straight yapping. Yapping about everything. Now for my fellow furry viewers, I will actually be going after stream. I will be getting a set of shavers. I'll be able to make more progress on the suit I've been making, because I'll be able to shave it bald. I'll be bald, guys. For the low, low price of $5, I can make you guys bald too. Anybody want to be bald? I feel like everybody wants to be bald. Become Mr. Worldwide. Somewhat related, but also somewhat unrelated. Somebody made Valko from Love and Deep Space, a game I don't play, but I've been seeing, you know, all the Valko cancel ridiculousness. They made him bald. They made it Mr. Worldwide meme using bald Valko. This stuff like this, I feel like is exactly why AI will never truly win. Because who in the world thinks of Mr. Worldwide Bald Valko? Not AI. I gotta go for it. I don't know why I decided to go this way, but oh well. Thinking about the new model again, like a brain worm. Where's Freya? Where's Freya? Where are you? Ah. Thinking I might not do like a debut necessarily, but I might kind of make, you know, a little short lore video for you guys about geodosaurs and how they come to be and how they function and whatnot. And she went back home. Oh, okay. Just a sec. during the creation of the model, I've also been kind of, brainstorming Yotosaur's lore and all that, writing stuff down, tying stuff together, so on and so forth. Huzzah! We're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. Lemon. Lemon temporarily is going to live here till tomorrow. It's gonna be a little salty about it, but it's just temporary. We gotta water some plants. I forgot to this morning. Hey, Xiao's now a helper. Oh boy. see that poopy. He's all good. I'm just cleaning. Lavender's chilling. Those three are having an issue because there's no food. Just maybe stop dying. Probably be for the best. I have soup somewhere. There's soup. Okay, that didn't help at all. Give me a different buff. Just not the buff I was hoping for. Okay, I'll just suck. Hey, nice! I kind of want to see the Halloween dino on the new pattern of the Megalosaurus. One crop needs weeding, so I'm gonna weed that, and then I'll water everything. Mango. Oh, did you get a mostly orange one? I know there's like some mostly orange ones, some mostly purple ones. There is Nosaurus. You can also call it a theory for short. And a lot of people that know anything about dinosaurs will probably know what you're talking about. It's a lot easier to pronounce. Kind of like it's, Tyrannosaurus Rex, but we call it, Rex or T-Rex for short. It's a Megalosaurus, but we call it a Mega for short. Allosaurus, but it's Allo for short. Compsognathus, but you call it Compy for short. All that kind of stuff. Ooh, marshmallow. Play some new stuff. There we go. More plants. Lemons being moved over here. We'll be very happy. Xiao is unhappy. I apologize, Xiao. But also... Okay. Venomoose is over here. So, Venomoose... No. Believe it or not, still no. Yes, you are going to be reassigned to right closer. Agate is right there. Who's on this one? Coin. Okay, I think Agate's gonna be reassigned. To this one. Yes, coin. My yellow chicken. That is totally up to you. So coins on this one. Venomous Metallica on this one. Agate's on this one. Agate. Taffy. Agate, Taffy, Howlite all have something to do. Coin has something to do. Venom Moose might be moved after I do this. And then I think Taffy's gonna be moved. Okay, so that puts Agate there, which means I gotta move Howlite, the white one. Which means Coin has this one. Okay. Every single one should have something now. And Shao, I believe, does not have a job. Shao's job is going to be to help me with some poop shenanigans. Another one over here that I think needs built. Xiao's gonna get assigned to that one. Lemon will probably take over one of the hubs later. Do I have anyone assigned to this one? This one hasn't even been built yet. Okay. Obviously, I do not have anyone assigned to this. Alright, so once Lemon becomes a helper, we'll do some swapping around of stuff. So I might be able to temporarily swap around now. There we go. Alright. So, what I just did is actually going to be ridiculously helpful. Because what I just did is I made it so that now I don't have to pick up poop in the mornings. That did take a minute, but I don't have to do it no more. Because the little dinosaurs will do it for me. All of my current farm plots are covered. All of the different types of poop are covered. And I have another little seed dude that as soon as he's our friend, we'll have another seed plot ready to go. But that's going to be a massive, massive, massive help with time, because then basically the only thing I will have to do is replenish seeds and water the plants. And even then, down the road, there's a good chance that I could automate watering the plants too. I probably won't. It's just easier to do it myself, honestly. But all I'll have to do is feed the dinos, take all the poop out of the bins after a while. When I say it takes a while, I mean it takes a while. I don't have to clean the poop. I don't have to plant the seeds. I don't have to plow anymore because they will keep it plowed as long as I keep seeds. Like, we are reaching the point of the farm just being beautifully automated. means pretty soon here we will be rolling in dough. So much money. It's gonna be great. And on some days, I don't even necessarily have to water the plants because it rains. I love when games get to a point where it's almost just straight profit with no major work actually involved. You're able to automate everything. Oh, we got a different version of the Pepto-Bismol, guys. What color is this? Is it low tide? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's super not the one that I want. But that's super cute. I will get my Tamabloom Post-Ahsokas. I will get it. Whether that's this file, another file, someday I will get it. Readjusting my chair. Meow. Maximum speed. Hello, kitty. Are you making your scheduled appearance for the stream today? Alright, you've said hi to everybody, now you're leaving again? You took one look at my microphone being slightly closer to me than normal. So that way you guys can hear me. And decided it wasn't worth the effort. Like, I could hop onto your lap. Or I could go sit on your, What are you even sitting on? Nothing? You're just staring at me from my sewing desk? Is that what we're doing today? Hello? Hi, pretty kitty. Hi, sweet boy. Oh. Want some Snickers? Is that what you want? One of these days I'll post him. All of my pictures of him are kind of silly, though. Like Snapchat filters and stuff like that. Kind of silly. Hello. You wanna say hi to chat? You sniff the microphone. So I think that's the best you guys are gonna get tonight. Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna stare at me. Because you need dinner. You're waiting for dinner. I'm just waiting for dinner. Can you give me like half an hour, sweetie boy? Does that work? Can we do that? No, you're gonna stare at me? Okay. I see, like, these pineapples in the trees, and they look odd. Am I able to gather them? Is that an option? I'm curious. Oh, no! Oh, no, guys. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh no. I have vanished. Hello. Sniff, sniff. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're good. I'm back. I just wanted to see what was happening with these pineapples in the trees really quick. I'm trying to figure out why they're like glowing. They aren't pineapples. But you see what I mean? They're like glowing. Why are they glowing? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Little, it looks like, you know, it looks like you're supposed to be able to harvest it, you know? Oh, okay. It must be Shamrock. Except then, like, you can't. You can't harvest it. Like, yeah, pineapples don't technically grow on trees. And they don't look like bananas. And they don't look like mangoes. That's why I'm like, why are they doing that? Ooh, what color? What color, what color, what color? Orange and blue. Portals? It's a little bit of a yellowy orange. That's definitely portals. Portal Skelly Disorder. Now I'm gonna go look at my own journal. This one. Like vibrant. Vibrant kind of orange and blue. Yep, that's portals. I was thinking it was either portals or it was gonna be ocean. That's a good question. I don't know. The easiest way to find out is to feed them food that have different flavors and try to kind of narrow it down a little bit. Try something that's crunchy and juicy to start, like carrots. Okay. So, supposedly, the little dinosaurs are now going to help me pick up poop. And I just saw a dinosaur run past at like Mach 2. So, we're gonna let them... I see him! I see him running! I see him running with the poop! He did it. Might take them a minute. Macchiato's poop got taken. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's working. I've never used the take the poop stuff. So it looks like it's working, which makes me very happy. Okay, they like juicy. That's good. I think juicy... Do you have juicy? Lemon is now a helper. That was fast. Compies are so fast. Or not compies. Coelophysis is so fast. Quite helpful. Hey, there we go. It does take them just a minute to get everything rolling. But they do get it. Okay. You just need attention. Okay, you guys need food. I need to go buy food for you. You guys need food, and that's going to be plant. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. So I need a bunch of plant food. Plant food, I need to plow the next thing. I need to buy seeds. Sunny, that's a cute name. That's the name of my sister's budgie. He is also bright yellow. Nice! Once it becomes your friend and you unlock the seed pots from the shenanigan quest line, he will be able to help you plant stuff, which will make your life a lot easier. He's a little guy. Oh, wonderful. Then you just gotta wait for him to be your friend. Just enough. Once these beetroots get all grown up and everything, we're gonna be absolutely rolling in money. Need to deliver some food out this way, and then I need to grab my flour. Howdy, boy. Lucky you're gonna be naked for a little bit, because I need my flour. Just gonna stand on my sketchbook. You're a funny kitty. Video's little socks on. Once we're able to start rolling in that money, what's gonna come super easy next is we're gonna get the bushes up and happening. Once the bushes are up and happening, we can then turn around and get the trees up and happening. We will be rolling in money and stuff. We'll be able to easily finish all the quests out. Grow all the stuff that we need. It's the situation of, I don't want to, but it's looking like we might be close to the end of our journey with Paleo Pines. I don't think it's gonna be that just yet, but like I said, we're getting close. I can see that little speck of light, that little flicker, very end of the tunnel. Which on one hand, I'm so stoked that we're getting. This will be the first time I will have finished like every quest in the game. But on the other hand, I don't want to stop playing. It's been so much fun. Way too much fun. But I'm gonna finish up this day, and then I think we are set for today. My quick plug-in: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Linktree, all in my Twitch bio. I am currently working on a number of projects that I'm trying to keep up with posting on stuff. I will hopefully be able to catch up with posting all of these sessions to YouTube soon, along with getting some, funny clips of our journeys out into the world to get us more people to strap to a chair. I mean, come enjoy the streams with us. That's a pretty stego. Yes, definitely not sacrifices. Dino kind, definitely just more friends. I will keep making updates, keep giving updates about the new model as I continue to work on it. Oh my gosh, you're so cute! I don't have a place for you. Wait, I do have a place for you. Actually. Hold up. Wait a minute. Is there an ultra rare that I'm like really dying to get of this? No. Okay, we're getting a Pepto-Bismol Archaeopteryx. No. You, the tiny one. Right? No, stop running. Stop running. You! It's like a Barbie. What do you guys like? What do you like? Are you a spicy lover? You like spicy? You're so tiny. No, you hate that. You hate that so much. Okay. You don't like spicy. Probably not earthy either. You like juicy crunchy? Juicy crunchy? Look at its little feetsies! Oh my gosh. No, we hate that, which means we like floral. Look at those little toe beans. Look at how cute it is. My last floral cupcake. You better come home with me. What are we naming it? What are we naming the tiny little Barbie dream house dinosaur? What are we naming it? We're naming it Barbie? We don't want to do Barbie or Barbara? Or Barb? Barbie. The size of a Barbie. Well, that's the funny thing. If you are, you know, no ball. What is it? Ball. Legendary ball knowledge. What is that? Barbie's real name is Barbara. She's called Barbie as like a cutesy nickname. And then a couple of people do refer to her as Barb. Like, I think it's an older character that, like, shows up at some point in one of the shows. Calls her Barb. Because, like I said, her name is Barbara. But we have an Archaeopteryx now. We have not caught an Archaeopteryx yet. The Archaeopteryx is going to go live with Shao. Because Shao is lonely. Which is going to be really funny, because the Coelophysis is the largest of the cedar dinosaurs, and the Archaeopteryx is the smallest of the cedar dinosaurs. Even smaller than the Compsognathus. Look at him! Look at him! He's so tiny! He's the widowest baby. The widowest baby ever. Widowest baby. It's gonna sound cringe, but he's widowy, the widowest baby. He's widowy, just so widowy. Fell in the water. You might be back there drowning. He'll be fine. I'm sure. Literally just the tiniest dinosaur ever. I actually adore Archaeopteryx. Hello. 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 Goodbye. Hello. 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 Hello, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Hi. Hi, how's it going? Bonjour. Hi, bye. Hello, 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 goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Man, you fucking late. Excuse my language. You late. Sashu, you late. But also, leave. Don't ever show up here again. I will send people to hunt you down and make you watch the worst put together cringe compilations on the planet from 2020. You'll be watching cringe compilations from peak quarantine time and only then until your eyeballs fall out. Not actually. Did you hear that? Did you hear its call when I ran by? It sounded like it said hello to me. That was adorable. I love that so much. Running by at Mach 2 and it just goes, hello! Hello, hello, goodbye. I'm sad I've not gotten anything like super crazy with the Utah Raptors. Like I'm missing something, or possibly they didn't get a whole lot of the new colors. I know they got a couple of them, but I feel like they were strictly ultra rares. Hello. Well, I gotta put this sucker in his new home with Big Brother Shao. Oh, he's so tiny. Actually, I put that on wrong. Hello, kitty. Thank you for breathing deeply into my face. You have stinky chicken breath. Alright. And with that, that is it for today. As per usual, all of my other information, socials and whatnot, YouTube, are in my Twitch bio. I am Macchiato the Geodosaur. This has been Paleo Pines, and I will see you again next time at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday again. Everybody have a wonderful night.